Hey people, it's Atto here from Savvy Wallet. Okay, so I've got a secret for you. Come a bit closer. So, I'm feeling as cool as a cucumber today. As I said before, I wanted the weather to feel so much more cooler, and I think it's around the 23 degrees. As they say, whatever the mind conceives and it will achieve, and I achieved this lower weather. Okay, anyways, today I wanted to talk about my experience on Trading 212 so far. So I'm going to talk about the app itself, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons and some of the features, and then finally I'm going to give it a verdict. So make sure that you stick around to the end of the video so that you just see what my experience is, just in case you want to use it or if you wanted to find out about some new features. Before we get into the video, it'll be lovely if you could support the channel by hitting the subscribe button and hitting the like button as well. Legend has it that if you subscribe, you're going to meet your financial goals a lot earlier, say like maybe in the next 5 years. Okay, so let's get into the video. Okay, so Trading 212 has like 3 different account types: ISA, Invest, CFD. I'm only going to be talking about the ISA because that's the only account that I have set up with them. In terms of deposit, you can deposit as little as £1 into your Trading 212 account. There are no deposit fees, which is great. There are no platform fees, such as Hargreaves Lansdown and others have platform fees that you pay maybe on a yearly basis or monthly basis. I believe Free Trade has a platform fee that you pay for. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if that's not the case. I don't use Free Trade, so I'm not entirely sure. So that's really great. In terms of fees, the fees are really low. They actually make their money between the difference between the buy and the sell price. That's how Trading 212 make money. So they call it commission free, but it's not really, because they make that money through that spread basically. So currently I've been drip feeding money into my account every month around payday, so little amounts every month, and that works for me just because I sort of want to do pound cost averaging, just to make sure that I get the stocks and funds that I'm investing into at a decent price, whether it's up or it's low. I'm not really trying to time the market because I just think that's just a waste of time. No one can really tell which direction the market's going to go. Obviously in the long term, if I believe in these stocks, that's why I invest in them at a certain time. Okay, so let's head over to the app and let's just see a few features that Trading 212 has on offer, and I'll just tell you what my thoughts on them are. As you can see right across the top, it has quite a few different what we call watch lists. There are some pre-made ones which are really cool. So you've got like top winners, which says basically the stocks that have had the highest rise in a day, top losers as well, the stocks that have had like the biggest losses. It's not always consistent. Sometimes you see UK stocks here, sometimes you see US stocks here, so it's like it just does like a little bit of a merry-go-round, which is quite funny. Other pre-made watch lists that they have are a lot of these ones are my own, as you can tell. A lot of other ones they have are upcoming earnings, which is a really good one, so that you can see what stocks are coming up. And I actually use this quite a bit. It's really, really good just to see what's been happening with the stocks that have reported their earnings, like what the market sentiment is. Yeah. So those are the ones that they have so far. As you can see, I've got a lot of lists, watch lists myself, and you can create a lot of your own if you want to. I created my own airlines one, I created my own REITs ones. You can add any stocks to it or funds. You can remove any stocks and funds, and you can name it whatever you want. Obviously, don't try and use a rude name. Come on, you got to be respectful. But that's really, really a really great feature that I think, just to let you sort of organize maybe the stocks that you're thinking about purchasing in the future. I really think that is a very useful feature from Trading 212. You can also search for your stocks or funds as well through a various means. So you can just hit the search box at the bottom. And then what's good about Trading 212 is it's got like a few categories just to help you in case that you don't know what you want to search for. It's got this whole list of different ones. It does the same for ETFs. But if you do know what stock you want, you can just search for it and then tap into it and then see all the different details for it. Okay, another feature that is really good about it is it shows you your portfolio as well. So I'll just quickly show you mine. I don't want to show you too much because this is going to be for another video. and it shows you like what your positive and minuses for each of your portfolio, as well as your total portfolio value and your return. And it has a little chart here too, just to show you like how it's been performing. And I really like that. I think it's such a great little feature. Another thing about it is it tells you how much of your ISA contribution that you've used in this ISA as well, which is very useful to make sure that you don't go over that. And also as well in this, you can use their new auto invest feature, pies, which I haven't tried yet, but I'm really excited to try it. So my understanding of this is that you basically create a pie full of stocks or funds that you want to invest in, say how much you want to invest in every month, set your investing schedule, and then Trading 212 will do the rest, which I think is such a good feature. That was actually going to be one of the cons of this video before I found out about this feature and signed up to the beta. So good on Trading 212 on including this, because this was a big minus on them, because other companies do like the auto investing. You know, a lot of investors want hassle-free, want to do passive investing, and don't want to really pick and buy their stocks every month. So this is a, you know, thumbs up from me. Okay, so let's look at a stock itself. So what I really like about Trading 212 is it's very intuitive. It's very easy to use, such as having a look at here on this Apple share. You can see how much the share is. You've got your buy sell buttons. You've got the chart as well, just to see how it's been performing. You can decide, you know, how long or how far back you want to see in terms of Apple's stock price performance. You got your buys with your different types of buys, market limit, stop limit. You can say how much numbers of shares you want in terms of fractional shares as well, which is great, which is a massive plus. And then you have a decent amount of information as well about the company, what the company does, who the CEO is, employees, ratios, financials, income statements, balance sheets, cash flow, lots of stuff, as well as the instrument details such as what, you know, market it's trading on, the currency, and its ISIN number as well. So it's really good. I do like this. It's so easy to pick up, and it's not that I'm advocating it. I'm just saying, for me, who's used it for 3 months, it was really easy to get my head around it. Other things that they have are, they have this thing called the economics calendar, which basically tells you the dates of different sort of reports, whether they are like key reports such as like how many cars were sold in the last 3 months, how the economy is performing, whether like, you know, any companies are reporting on their earnings, lots of different things like that, which is great. So we have it here. It's so useful. If you're bothered to like go through this the whole day and you don't have a job, yeah, you could do this, but I can't. You know, I just catch up on the news doing this. I really like the usability of the Trading 212 app. It is great, which is why it's probably so popular. When I picked it up, I was like, yeah, I can really dig this. Okay, so that's the overview of the Trading 212 app. It's not supposed to be like an FAQ or how to use Trading 212. I just wanted to give you some of my initial thoughts and just show you some of the features of the app. So let's talk about the pros and cons, or what I think the pros and cons of the Trading 212 app are. The biggest pro for me, I think, is fractional shares. Being able to purchase fractional shares in the likes of Apple, Tesla, these companies that have massive share prices, is literally lowered the barrier to entry for a lot of investors that don't have that huge amount of investment but want to invest in these massive companies and believe in these companies. Is really allowed them to take part in this. The second pro is basically low to non-existent fees. Again, that ties in with the fractional shares. Because you're spending a lot less on fees and it's only really between the spread, you're able to invest more, and you can invest more as the months go by, and potentially maybe get to maybe 1 share of Tesla if that's your aspiration, or 1 share of Apple, or anything like that. So I think that's a really great pro. The third benefit is it's a 0 fee ISA. Now, a lot of other companies, so think free trade charge £3 per month on the ISA. I think Revolut also do, as well as Hargreaves Lansdown, Fidelity and the likes. They also charge a bit in terms of like a percentage, but with Trading 212 it's completely free, which I think is again such a game changer. You can save so much on fees and use that for your investment, and it will benefit you over the 10 to 20 year period. Think about this, like if you're paying £3 per month over a 20-year period, how much shares could you have paid or bought with that? You could have bought so many shares with that. So think of it like that. Obviously what you want is to be able to invest in what you want, but you also want to minimize your fees and use up as much as your money to invest. Now, with every sort of trading app, there's always going to be a red flag or con. So one of the major cons I say with Trading 212 is its lack of stocks and funds. Don't get me wrong, it has the biggest names in there. It has a lot of stocks and funds to choose from in the 3,000 to 4,000 range. But this is dwarfed in comparison to a company like Hargreaves Lansdown, which has way more. Basically every single investment that you can think of, they have it in there. So there are some investments that I've been looking for that I've not been able to manage to find in the Trading 212 app. So there is a lookout for that. So that is one really big con that I would say. So it might be a situation where you might have to basically invest some of your money in another stock if that's the case. The second con that I have is the website isn't as intuitive as the mobile app. Coming as a previous investor who used Fidelity and used their website, Fidelity was really great in terms of their portal and the information and just, you know, looking at your reports and seeing what your buys and sells are and having that report available to you. With Trading 212, it's not quite the same. It's not quite in depth. Yes, you do get an email to say what your buys and sells are, but Fidelity, for example, was a lot better in terms of understanding what your portfolio is. I'm finding that I'm having to use a spreadsheet on the side to basically just, you know, gauge and understand what's been happening over the last 3 months in terms of my investment. Now, the third con that I have is it's called Trading 212. It should be called Investing 212 because I'm an investor. I'm not a trader. So yeah, anyway, jokes aside. Okay, so those are the pros and cons. What's my verdict? My verdict is 8 out of 10. That is based on the low fees, how easy it is to use the mobile app, its range of stocks, and going back to the low fees. If you compare it to the other companies, for example, I always wanted to invest in US stocks, and Trading 212 has made that so easy for me compared to the likes of Hargreaves Lansdown. Now I can access the likes of Apple, you know, Tesla, Microsoft with like the minimum amounts of money. So it's made it so great for that. It does have good supplementary information, but you can't really compare it to the big corporations like Fidelity and Hargreaves Lansdown that has a wealth of information, that has been in this game a lot longer, that has a lot more employees doing all of this analysis for you and providing you with this analysis. So you do get what you pay for. Of course it's zero fee, of course it's got some good insights, but you can't really compare it to HL, for example, which is why HL is still very popular, because of the insights and analysis to help investors get ahead. So that's why I've given it an 8 out of 10. Now, I can't tell you whether the app is suitable for you or not. That's a decision that you have to make. For me personally, I'm going to be using it for the foreseeable future. I absolutely love this app. I'm so glad that I managed to find it. I really do like it. And yeah, I'm just hoping that they improve it, add more stocks to it, start adding more research and analysis to it as well. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. Let me know what your thoughts are about Trading 212 app, if you use it below or if you're thinking about using it. It would really be good to hear your thoughts. I really like interacting with you guys in the comments. So yeah, all your thoughts are appreciated. As always, please do support the channel by subscribing to us, or subscribing to me, should I say, and hit the like button as well. The YouTube algorithm likes it. So that's all I have for you today. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next weekend.